Hey everyone, ShabbyMania here and welcome to the Showcase of the Immortals, the one we've all been waiting for. It's finally time for ShabbyMania, the first half of the finale episode of this Adrenaline Universe mode here from Atlanta, Georgia. And here is our opening match of the evening. It is going to be Japanese Strong Style versus Kampf and Oney Lorcan in a 6-man tornado elimination tables match. This is going to be the bad boy, this one. This is the way to start off a show. Why is there a big Raw logo? God knows. But here comes Japanese Strong Style first then. So of course you've got Suzuki on the left, you've got Shibata through the centre, and Daisuke Sekimoto up the right. These three guys have been dominant since the very early days of Adrenaline. They sort of came together well. I think Suzuki and Sekimoto actually teamed up on the very first episode of Adrenaline in this season. And then the week after, Suzuki was able to recruit Shibata into this little mini stable as well. And they're pretty much feuded alongside the team of, well, definitely the team of Thatcher and Lorcan throughout the entirety. But of course, it started off against Drew Gulak. And then as time's gone on, Drew Gulak was absolutely demolished by Sekimoto to a point where it had to be stretchered away. And then he was replaced the week after with Walter, who has been a great asset to that side. And really, I don't want to say was in the favour of, but it definitely spun back in the favour of the Kampf team. That was a real big one for them. And I dare say Sekimoto might be slightly regretting his decision to take out Drew Gulak, because it did bring Walter into the equation. Whereas with Gulak still around, maybe it wouldn't have been the situation. I like Gulak. I've always been a big fan of Gulak. And I'm hoping he should be on the game for next game, shouldn't he, really? Considering how much he's been on 205 Live. And there is a good shout that he could be in WrestleMania as well. If he wins the #1 contendership match. Well, if he wins the semi-final of the 205 Live Cruiserweight tournament next week, we could see Gulak on the main card at WrestleMania. How amazing would that be? We've already got Cedric I say main card. I know I'm being a little bit optimistic considering the recent history of the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. If Neville versus Austin Aries can't get on the main card, then who has any chance to get on the main card at WrestleMania? There we go. Right, so Oney Lorcan made his way down to the ring already, and here comes Kampf. Somebody who I think we'll definitely see Kampf again in a different universe mode. I feel like we might see, as I said, we are going to keep the 5 brands we have, but at the same time, we might actually add another 2 or 3 or 4, who knows brands, just how we feel at the time. I'm having some more thoughts about the whole situation, and I think it's a really good idea, and I think that it's a really good way to give us some really fantastic shows. And yeah, we're definitely going to do Octane next. We're going to do Octane next, and we're going to do Carnage after that, and then we'll have a look at Mayhem and Throwdown. But I say those are not going to be the only brands. There could be some more in the works. That's all I'm going to say. I'm thinking maybe like European themed. I had an idea for a Canadian themed, an NXT themed. Yeah, there's some pretty cool ideas that we could go for, isn't there? Some pretty cool ideas, but there we go. Right, so far it's pretty much even-ish, aggression-wise. Only Lorcan up on his feet now, but Suzuki in charge. Well, no, Suzuki's been taken out by Thatcher and Walter. It's just too difficult to commentate this sort of stuff, isn't it? So it's going to be very, very tricky to start off with, so I'm just going to try my best. You know, try my best. Now, in this first video, of course, there's only 5 matches, as you would have seen in the little opening segment video. We are expecting in this first 5 matches, this match here, of course. We've got the Women's Championship match where Taynara Conti defends against Brie Bella. We are going to have the finals of the PJ Tovey Classic as Kaz and Daniels takes on the Unbreakable effing Machines. We're going to have the Adrenaline Tag Team Championship match as the Kings of Wrestling take on reDragon in a tag team ladder match. And then to finish off this first half of ShabbyMania, we are going to have the first ever Cruiserweight Elimination Chamber match, of course, for that Adrenaline Cruiserweight Championship. So, interesting first video. And then, of course, on tomorrow's video, we're going to have the Fatal 4 Monsters Ball match, Falabar, Abyss, King Cuerno, and Sami Callihan. We're going to have Hideo Itami taking on Marufuji one-on-one. We've got Team TNA versus Team Ring of Honor in an 8-man tag match. We have got that 30-minute Iron Man match inside the Hell in a Cell structure between Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan for the Intercontinental Championship. And, of course, the big finale, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe has his Adrenaline Championship on the line, and AJ Styles has his position here on Adrenaline on the line as well. So, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And like I said, we are going to start Adrenaline, but one thing I will say to you, as I think I've mentioned a couple of times already, we're sticking closely to the themes of the draft. Basically, if you remember the draft we did at the beginning of this game, we sort of picked, unintentionally, themed rosters. So PJ Tovey here got a very indie / Ring of Honor / TNA themed roster. Octane ended up becoming quite high-flying Japanese / European. Oh, as Thatcher here taking Sekimoto up. Thatcher. Oh, and Sekimoto's been eliminated there as Thatcher powerbombs him through the table. And Ring Kampf take a 3-2 lead on the numbers game now. Is that going to be a massive, massive thing here? I think it will be, you know. I really think that the quick elimination's a real big thing. It's going to be very, very difficult now for Japanese Strong Style to even up the numbers. And Sekimoto being eliminated very early on. And my phone's ringing from a random number in Manchester, which is completely pointless. Who rings at this time of night anyway? Bloody people. Bloody people. Yeah, I was saying that, yeah, we picked the rosters based very much on a loose theme that we didn't realise we were doing, but one thing we are going to keep is, of course, the theme of the roster and the idea of the roster. So Carnage will still be hardcore based, it will still be full of monsters and still be full of high flies and that sort of stuff as well, so that's pretty cool. But we're not going to be very, very rigid to the draft. Therefore, there might be the odd person that was drafted that might not arrive on the roster. And there might be people that are in the roster that weren't originally drafted, but they suit the roster pretty well, or they fit the need we have. That's the main thing with the rosters. We have a theme, and I'm just going to build the roster around that theme and just use the people that suit it the best, just to make sure that you guys get the best possible matches we can get. That's enough of me babbling on. Let's continue on with this one. And at the moment, it's looking very, very good here for Ring Kampf and Oney Lorcan. They're in full control. Of course, Thatcher with that Oney elimination so far, powerbombing Daisuke Sekimoto through the table. It's going to be very, very difficult for Japanese Strong Style to get a man back in this one. But if they can do it, it throws the whole thing open once again. Walter is completely glitching out in the corner at this point in time. It'd be nice if somebody... Oh, he's just thrown the table out the ring instead. Oh, he's going to have a bit of a chair off here with Thatcher and Shibata. They both swing the chairs and they hit each other. And they both decide to retreat. And now, I'll tell you what, at the moment with Oney Lorcan down on the outside, this could be Japanese Strong Style's chance to get an elimination. But they need to get that table set up quickly and do so. Because the numbers game is so difficult on this. But it is doable. As Walter now at the table once again props it up in the corner. I'll tell you what, if another member of Japanese Strong Style gets eliminated, that would make things almost impossible for the final member. Half and half suplex there by Oney Lorcan, dropping Shibata face first on the grounded chairs. Shibata with the uppercut there. But Walter's there to catch him. Walter sending Shibata into the table. Now Walter taking Shibata up. Oh, and powerbombs him through the table. It is now 3-on-1. It is Minoru Suzuki, the man who began the Japanese Strong Style faction, taking on all three, well, 2 members of Ring Kampf, and of course Oney Lorcan as well. I think this is just a matter of time before Japanese Strong Style are eliminated from this match. Thatcher powerbombs Sekimoto through a table. Walter powerbombs Shibata through a table. There's just Suzuki left. And at the moment, he's struggling to even get on his feet at this point in time. I can't see Suzuki getting a chance to reverse it. If he can, that would be one of the most incredible moments. Oh my god, that was terrible. Lorcan just tackled Suzuki while he had Walter up at a pile driver. And Walter was dropped subsequently right on the top of his head. And could have broken his neck there, really, in fairness. Lorcan now with the table. I think oh, there we go. Lorcan does now crack Suzuki right in the face with that table. Suzuki now has it. I tell you, if Suzuki can turn this around, that'd be amazing. I think just getting one elimination for Suzuki would be absolutely incredible at this point in time. I'd say one thing as well, you've noticed here that Japanese strong style, of course the two eliminated members have left ringside, leaving Suzuki on his own, and it seems to me that Kampf and Oney Lorcan have no intention of making this a speedy process, do they? They're continuing to assault Suzuki. It's 3-on-1, they could quite easily pick him up and throw him through a table, but they want to continue the offense, they want to continue the damage being caused. Lorcan with the right hand, and Suzuki catching Lorcan now, taking him up into a vertical suplex, and Lorcan rolls out the ring, but as soon as Suzuki thinks he's got on top of things, he gets a boot right across the chest. Now Walter just stalking Suzuki, holding on to the steel chair. And wow, okay. Thatcher taking the top off the announcer. We've not seen anyone use the announce table in this game at all, have we? It was such a big thing in last year's game, but this year's game, nobody seems to want to use the announce table at all, which is a shame because there was some really cool moments in last year's game. Thatcher butterfly suplex on Suzuki. Now picking up the table. Props it up in the corner. Does he? No, he's going to glitch instead. Why is it doing this? Just he's just thrown the table to the ground. The AI with the tables is awful, isn't it? They just seem to not know what to do with them. Suzuki seems to have Lorcan's number. Every time Lorcan tries to get some offense on Suzuki, Suzuki just reverses it. And you see Thatcher and Walter here just watching this battle commence. They're trying to give Suzuki a little bit of a fair run at it, but it's not going to happen, is it? So Lorcan here stalking Suzuki. Dive off the drop kick through the middle, taking Suzuki down, and as I said, just really demolishing him. And was there what? I don't get it. I don't understand what just happened. Was there a table outside? Have I just missed something here? Well, there's Sekimoto's elimination. What happened there? The match just ended, but why? Why did the match end? I'm going to have to watch that back. What? I don't understand. I don't understand at all, but there again, it was a matter of time before this match. Is there a table set up there along the ring steps? I have no idea what just happened, but in fairness, maybe the referee stopped it. Maybe it was just becoming too vicious and the referee stopped the match. But either way, there is your winners of the first match of ShabbyMania for Adrenaline. It is the team of Kampf, Walter and Timothy Thatcher, and of course, Oney Lorcan. And here's our next match. It is going to be the Women's Championship match as Brie Bella takes on Taynara Conti. Now, one slight change to this match as per scheduled. This match is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match. Just to add a little bit of spice into it. And this is our first championship match of the evening. I've just written the wrong word down. I meant to write Falls Count Anywhere, but because I said of the evening, I wrote Falls of the Evening instead. That's just, you know, it's a brain fart. It happens. So Brie Bella, of course, only made a debut a couple of weeks back, and during her debut, she demolished Blue Pants with a quick victory in very quick time, actually. Less than a minute it was. And as she was celebrating her first win, out came the women's champion Taynara Conti with a kendo stick and attacked Brie Bella from behind. Of course, Brie was getting quite a bit of hype for her debut here. Of course, the wife of Daniel Bryan, of course, the Intercontinental Champion. She was always going to end up here, really, wasn't she? It just made sense. So, a lot of hype behind her debut. And Taynara Conti took exception to that. She believes all the hype should be basically directed towards her. She is the women's champion. She is what everyone comes to see in the women's division here in SWE. And she tried to stamp her authority on the situation, and tonight she gets a chance to prove herself. No sneak attacks, nothing from behind. However, the kendo stick, the weapon, is available for use if they want it. anything's available for use. This match could end up anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. It could end up in the crowd. It could end up, I don't know, in the skylights. It could end up halfway down Hollywood Boulevard. Who knows where this match will end, but it is going to be absolutely brutal, isn't it? We've got a lot of brutalness coming for you here this evening. I really enjoy this. The thing is that I must admit, when it gets towards the end of these seasons, after sort of 3 months of this, it does become a little bit of a chore sometimes, and I like to freshen up, which is the reason why I thought it was a good idea to do these little 3-month universes and then skip to the next one, because it just gives me a little bit of freshness, and you a little bit of freshness as well, because I'm sure you'll enjoy the fact that next weekend we'll be kicking off our Octane Universe mode, brand new storylines, brand new roster, everything like that. It just gives a nice little fresh change every now and again. And I really like the idea. But when it comes to ShabbyMania, I must admit I've been looking forward to recording this for quite some time. We've built up to it for 3 months worth of in-game. We've really started things up, we've developed the storylines, and we've hopefully created a very interesting show for you. And I'm hoping you are enjoying it. And of course, if there is anything that you like or you think could be done better, then of course do let us know in the comment section. And we'll try and adjust things future-wise. But I think the new format of doing these smaller universe modes, 3 months, finishing on ShabbyMania, I think is definitely the way to go forward. It gives us everything we want, doesn't it, really? It gives us a chance to experiment with different rosters. Experiment with different styles of wrestling as well, and different styles of rosters and different teams. And it also gives us the chance to utilise many different people in many different types of roster as well. I like it. I really do like it. And yeah, like I said, I think we'll definitely continue on this route, I think. Got some really cool ideas moving forward. Right, the bell goes and we are underway. Taynara Conti sending Brie Bella face first into the turnbuckle pad, and again now straight into the far turnbuckle pad and straight into a Northern Lights suplex, and Taynara Conti wasting no time getting going here. But Brie catches her with the jawbreaker. So, like I said, remember, it is Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualifications, no count-outs, no rope breaks or anything like that as well. So, it's an interesting concept. But one thing that I have noticed in this game is that, especially in women's matches, they don't often explore too much outside the ring. He says as Brie Bella leaves the ring. Perfect timing that was, wasn't it? And straight in with a sledgehammer. Wow. Brie Bella completely ignoring everything I just said and going absolutely ape on Taynara Conti. But the weapon is not quite enough at this point in time. Still more damage needed. Brie now locking in the head scissors, but Taynara Conti breaks free. Brie with a big knee across the chest of Taynara. Now, of course, both these ladies now utilising submissions. Of course, Taynara Conti likes to use the armbar from her background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brie Bella has essentially just got Daniel Bryan's moveset copied and pasted over her these days, isn't she? So she utilises the label lock as a finisher now, which is both good submissions. And of course, Taynara Conti won the Women's Championship via her submission. Brie Bella won her only match so far on Adrenaline, of course, against Blue Pants or Leva Bates with that submission as well. So this could be a very interesting. This could have been a submission match, really, couldn't it? In fairness. Right, so Brie Bella now bringing Conti up to her feet. Conti breaking free into a reverse suplex, or reverse DDT, should I say? Scorpion Death Drop by Taynara Conti. That's the phrase. What's happened to? Does anyone know what's happened to Taynara Conti? It's almost like they decided to pull the trigger with this whole Undisputed Era thing. And then they just sort of changed their mind at the last moment. Went, actually, nah, we'll change our mind on that one. I don't know whether I feel like the right move might be to align Shayna Baszler. Oh, I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey in a match. That's what I want to see. But I think that might be the right move. Is bringing Shayna Baszler into the Undisputed Era stable rather than Taynara Conti. It just makes more sense. Taynara is going to be very, very good, I have no doubt. She'll probably actually be involved in WrestleMania in the fabulous Moolah challenge, which is going to be an absolute joke. Just the name of that is an absolute joke. If you don't know why, then you probably need to have a look at the history of Fabulous Moolah and exactly what she did and all that sort of stuff, and you'll understand why there's a lot of people very, very unhappy about WWE's decision to call it that. And here we go then. So now Taynara Conti is in control. And took a bit of a break there in the corner. Not quite sure that was the wisest thing to do, but it seems to be okay. Taynara taking Brie up to the top turnbuckle. Front chancery. Into a superplex. Brie Bella comes crashing down. Brie now bringing Taynara Conti back up to her feet. A boot in the chest, now one to the calf as well. And we've seen Daniel Bryan hit this a lot of times, haven't we? Straight across the chest. And then a big one right around the side of the head. And now Brie Bella looking to win the Women's Championship. Lining Conti up and locks her in for the label lock. It's locked in. Is Taynara going to tap? If she does, we've got a brand new Women's Champion here on Adrenaline. Or can she survive? She does. She manages to break free. Wow. And then a big boot right in the gut of Brie Bella as well. Taynara Conti, big forearm. And into a hip toss, taking Brie Bella down. Conti now, what's she looking for? She's slowing down a lot there, but just throwing Brie Bella face first into the mat. Conti now Northern Lights suplex. And now Conti stalking Bella and hooks her in for that cross arm breaker. It's locked in. Is Brie going to tap? Brie holding on for dear life here. No, Brie manages to fight free as well. Both these ladies showing their desperation, showing their willingness to stay in this match, their resilience to stay in this match, surviving such painful submission holds just to stay within a chance of walking out here with the Adrenaline Women's Championship. Again, only enough. It was for a 1 count, that wasn't it, really? Brie now heading up top. Should she go for the flying goat? No, elbow drop to the spine. I was going to say, I know she's got a very copied and pasted moveset of Daniel Bryan, but I didn't think she was going to go for a diving headbutt, to be honest. Brie hoisting Taynara Conti up onto the top. Brie now, super backdrop from the top rope. And Brie stalking Taynara. Nice shining wizard. Into the pin. Only a 2 count still. What a match this has ended up between these two. Nice double chops to the shoulders there by Taynara Conti. Taking Brie Bella down. Just trying to slow the pace of the match down, I think. Really just trying to take some control. But Brie fighting back as she always does. And here comes the boots across the chest once again. And the big one across the side of the head. Now Brie Bella, trying to bring Taynara Conti back up to her feet, but Taynara playing possum, taking her down. Brie with the boot in the guts. And a big clothesline on Taynara Conti. Well, there's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Brie now stalking Taynara Conti. She locks in the label lock for the second. No. Taynara Conti fighting back with a knee in the guts. Brie Bella now with the back elbows in the face of Taynara Conti. Into a backdrop, high angled as well, folding Taynara in half. Jawbreaker And there it is, the cross armbar for the second time in the match. Will Brie tap? She does, and Taynara Conti successfully retains the Adrenaline Women's Championship, and what a cracking match that was. That was really good. I'm really impressed by Taynara Conti in this one. Brie Bella really was the most difficult challenge that I believe that Taynara Conti has had so far in this Women's Championship, and she really did a great job. Both really had an opportunity to win this match on several occasions, but the resilience of the other just proved insurmountable for them. We saw submissions galore. We saw plenty of pinning opportunities as well. But finally, it was a win for Taynara Conti with the second cross armbar of the match. Look at that knee in the gut there by Taynara Conti. Let's say, such stiff strikes as well, didn't she, really? I'm not going to get to see that anyway. We're not going to get to see the old submission, because I don't know why it should always prioritise having Taynara taking her championship back. It should always, for me, prioritise having the actual winning manoeuvre as a highlight for me, but it doesn't. It seems to cut off after so many. It's a bit weird, isn't it, really? But there you go. So there you go, Taynara Conti, still your Adrenaline Women's Champion. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be the finals of the PJ Tovey Classic. Kaz and Daniels takes on the Unbreakable effing Machines. What a dominant force the Unbreakable effing Machines have been since they debuted. Well, they demolished London and Kendrick in their first match, but nothing prepared us for the absolute demolition job that was the Unbreakable effing Machines against Aerostar and Dragon Lee. That was absolutely brutal, that was. Really, I don't think barely a moment went past when either Aerostar or Dragon Lee were on their feet. They just got thrown around like ragdolls constantly. And yeah, it was pretty one-sided. Kaz and Daniels so far have defeated... Who have they defeated? I've lost it. They defeated Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, before defeating the Motor City Machine Guns to make their way here. So they've done pretty well so far. But are the Unbreakable effing Machines just going to be one step too far for Kaz and Daniels? Kaz and Daniels are a lot more years of experience as a tag team, and still work extensively together as a tag team now. Whereas Cage and Elgin work together as a tag team every now and again, but you see them a lot more in singles competition at the moment than you. Of course, Elgin working extensively over in New Japan still, also running his own promotion in Canada. It's become a bit of a disrepute recently, hasn't he, for certain things that have happened in his company, but I don't know a lot about it, to be honest. I won't comment too much on it, but I believe it was something to do with sexual harassment backstage, and instead of addressing it, he tried to sweep it under the carpet, sort of thing. He tried to brush over it and just ignore the situation that happened, and he got into a bit of trouble for that. But that's, yeah, I don't know much about it, so I won't say too much about it. That's the gist of what I understand happened, but there you go. Cage is probably at the peak of his career at this point in time, working obviously as a main event in Lucha Underground, but now coming in absolutely dominating TNA's Impact Wrestling as well. Whether it's going to go as well in Impact, I don't know, because Impact have a habit of screwing things up, don't they? But I still don't understand why Cage is not in WWE, to be honest. He's perfectly designed. He's literally Vince's wet dream. So why he's not in SWE, or SWE, he's in SWE. Why he's not in WWE, I can't understand. And say he's Vince's wet dream, so why is he not there? It bamboozles me, it really does. But there you go. So Kaz and Daniels. Yeah, I got that wrong. I meant to say Daniels, didn't I? I had to blag it. Daniels starting things off there against Brian Cage, and Daniels in control of the match at this point in time. I don't want to sound surprised, but say I just assumed that well, this would happen basically. The reverse choke slam, just dropping Daniels right on his face. And this is where it starts to get dangerous. Once someone like Cage takes control of the match, it's very unlikely you're going to get back into it, isn't it, really? Deadlift, powerbomb. Now Cage sending Daniels into the corner. There's the tag. In comes Elgin. Double teamed superplex. And will Kazarian even get in this match is a good question. Wow. Insaguri, this is Daniels' chance to make the tag. And he decides against it. Not quite sure I agree with that one. I think he should have gone for the tag straight away. But he is going to go for the tag now. In comes the healthier man, the fresher man in Kazarian. Of course, Daniels had taken a bit of damage. Gut wrench, powerbomb and those sort of things had taken their toll on poor Mr. Daniels. Big knee in the gut there by Elgin. Spinning back fist. Now Elgin taking Kaz up and letting him think about the situation. All the blood draining from the legs into the head. Now the clever thing this does is when you lose a lot of blood from your legs, it makes them become very, very weak. And it's difficult to move on them, especially when you're someone like Kaz who does utilize a lot of springboard and high-flying maneuvers. Having a weaker leg is not going to help your situation whatsoever. But it also rushes the blood to your head, which can make you dizzy as well. But Kazarian is able to reverse there, but I think he tried to shoulder block Michael Elgin, which is probably the worst decision anybody has ever made in the history of the world, basically. Trying to shoulder block a man the size, not just the size, but the density of Michael Elgin. That's one dense man. He is absolute rock solid. Elgin now. Buckle bomb on Kazarian into the corner. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. But it's looking like it's going to be another inevitable one here for the Unbreakable effing Machine to will become the first ever winners of the PJ Tovey Tag Team Classic here on Adrenaline. Elgin taking Kaz up in for a Elgin bomb. The sit out spinning powerbomb 1. Oh, and Daniels did get there in time. Whether Kaz is going to thank him for that, I don't honestly know, to be honest with you, but he did get there. Kaz now with the shoulder block, taking Elgin down. And bringing Daniels back into it. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be in there. Elgin now taking Daniels up on his shoulder. But Daniels able to reverse it. Daniels now bringing Elgin back up. Daniels getting Elgin up on his shoulder into a gutbuster. Wow. Daniels. Elgin right in the spine. But Elgin straight back up at his feet, spinning Daniels over into a tombstone power driver. And you can see the effect this battle has had on Kazarian. He's really struggling out there on the outside. He was hit by an Elgin bomb, though. You can sort of understand, can't you, I suppose? Here comes the tag, then in comes Brian Cage. Elbow drop, backbreaker combination. And the last thing you want to be in this world is tired facing off against the fresh Brian Cage. That is the situation that no man has ever wanted to be in. Brian Cage. Great deadlift Falcon Arrow over the top. Into the pin. Elgin's there, and Elgin can't quite get there to stop Kazarian off. He was close, though. Oh, Elgin went for the Gorilla Press, and Kazarian able to break free and drop it into a DDT. I lost a bit to talk there for a second. Cage now taking Daniels up into the gory special. Elgin needs to get out of the ring. He's going to get disqualified here if he doesn't. Oh, this bloody game. Elgin just ran straight into the ropes and decided not to actually block Kazarian off. That was stupid. This game is stupid. Why do you have no AI? SmackDown won a better AI than this. Anyway. I don't think it's going to be the last chance the Unbreakable Machines get to win this match, is it really? I'm just annoyed because it was such a Everything flowed really well there. But Elgin, for some reason, because Kaz wasn't in the ring, Elgin decided not to block him off. I don't quite get it. All he's going to do is prolong the agony of Christopher Daniels, really, isn't it? As Brian Cage once again looking for this deadlift. Falcon Arrow. And you can see the state here that the Christopher Daniels is in. I think if Kazarian was any friend, again, like I said earlier on, I think if Kazarian was any friend, he'd just let this happen. He'd let the pin happen and finish this match off. Gory special once again by Brian Cage. 1, 2. No, only a 2. How on earth is that only a 2? No, that don't make no sense. It had to be a 3, really. And of course, don't forget we still have 2 more matches left to come for you in this one. We have got, after this match, Kings of Wrestling versus reDragon in a Adrenaline Tag Team Ladder match, which is going to be interesting because I don't know how well Tag Team Ladder matches work on this game this year. But we are about to find out. And of course, we're going to have the main event of Part 1 of ShabbyMania, which is the Elimination Chamber Cruiserweight Championship match. Of course, Rey Mysterio Jr. defending the championship inside the chamber against Roderick Strong, Ricochet, Johnny Gargano, Kushida, and Zack Sabre Jr. 6 of the all-time top cruiserweights. Elgin now taking Chris Daniels up on his shoulder. Drops him in the inverted Death Valley driver. Elgin now sending Daniels back into the corner. And is completely booting the hell out of him. And in comes Brian Cage off the tag. Elgin tags himself back in for some more abuse, and poor old Christopher Daniels. Hashtag stop Daniels abuse. This is absolutely devastating. I don't think Chris Daniels is ever going to make it into an SWE ring again by this rate. There's the pin. 1, 2, and 3. It was going to happen eventually, wasn't it? The Unbreakable effing machines have literally torn this poor man Christopher Daniels apart. And the Unbreakable effing machines are the inaugural winners of the PJ Tovey Tag Team Classic. And again, it was... Kaz and Daniels had their opportunities. They had a few bits and bobs here and there, but in fairness, it was just an absolute demolition job once again, which is entirely what we assumed it would be, in fairness. But absolute demolition job from start to finish. Poor old Kaz and Daniels. There we go then. PJ Tovey Classic winners. The Unbreakable effing machines. Michael Elgin and Brian Cage. That's me clapping, by the way. I realise that might have been a really dodgy sound across the microphone. I do apologise. Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. I can't even believe I said that. Right. Tag Team Championship time. And here is our next match then. One that I have been dreading / looking forward to. It is the Tag Team Championship ladder match. reDragon, the former Tag Team Champions, of course, lost the belts to the Kings of Wrestling at Chaos Theory, our previous pay-per-view, and now have their rematch opportunity. But it is in a ladder match, which is, you know, historically not been fantastic on this game tag team wise. I think as long as the match goes a decent length, I'll be happy. I think it should be okay, this match, to be honest. I would love them to bring back triple threat tag team ladder matches. That's what we need back. Considering that, like, one of the most renowned matches in WWE history is the Hardys versus the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian in a tag team TLC. How would we not have that match type available? That's the thing that annoys me. I'm very easily annoyed, though. You know what also annoyed me is the fact that last year we had Edge and Christian and the Hardy. No, so last year we had Edge and Christian and the Dudleys on the game. This year they put the Hardys on, they took the Dudleys off. So we still haven't got all three, but next year we should do because, well, it depends on Jeff. Jeff, of course, being arrested last week for DUI. Will he stay with WWE? I hope so. I do hope so. Oh, that'd be annoying, wouldn't it? It'd be typical and annoying at the same time. And here they come then, the Kings of Wrestling, your tag team champions. Of course, beltless at the moment because those championships are currently dangling high above the ring, awaiting somebody to grab a hold and pull them down. Of course, a lot of matches become quite a mainstay on the main card of WrestleMania in the last few years. We've not got one scheduled for this year, however, it's looking like we are probably going to have New Day versus Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers at WrestleMania, which could easily be a ladder match. Tag team ladder match, maybe? Who knows? I'm a little bit disappointed in the tag team division on Raw, to be honest, because I'm a big fan of Braun Strowman. You can't not be a big fan of Braun Strowman, can you really? But I'm a big fan of Braun Strowman, and I like him. I want him to be at WrestleMania. But the fact they put him in the tag team division on his own just really pees me off. I'm like, there's so many fantastic tag teams in Raw. You've got Gallows and Anderson, you've got The Revival. Just to name a couple, you've got loads. You've got Titus Worldwide picking up steam now as well. Yet they decide to make the tag team championship match Braun Strowman. Just bamboozles me, it really does. For me, it just would have made more sense to have a proper tag team, and they'll even make it like a four-way tag team match, or get all four tag teams on the card, or what? I just I don't know. I just don't know. So of course, the Kings of Wrestling were brought in by Daniel Bryan to help him with his little situation. Of course, Daniel Bryan was getting outnumbered in the situations with Undisputed Era. Of course, that won't be the situation this evening. Well, I say this evening, on the next episode, tomorrow's episode, when Adam Cole will get locked inside the Hell in a Cell structure with Daniel Bryan. So we definitely won't have any interference. Well, there could be interference. I'm hoping, I really, really hope, right? Because what I'm doing is I've created my own match for this Iron Man, of course, as you would. I've also created it Falls Count Anywhere, so I'm really hoping we will see some action outside the ring, some action even outside the cell. That is my hope for this Hell in a Cell match later on. I knew this was going to be the dodgy one. We're starting again. I've done 2 run-throughs of this already, and both matches have ended so quick that it's been annoying, really. So this is my good run-through now. Hopefully. So I don't mind the match ending, but it's just like the last one ended with Bobby Fish stood outside the ring staring at Cesaro on the top of the ladder. It's like, just go in and stop him. Go in and push the ladder over. Do something, but they just didn't seem to want to. But as long as we get like a good, decent sized match. This is on slow momentum as well, by the way. So it should be a proper match, in theory. Let's just hope. And of course, don't forget, we've still got one more big match for you left in this episode after this one, and that is the Elimination Chamber. Nice backdrop there by Bobby Fish as Kyle O'Reilly grabbing the ladder. Both members of Kings of Wrestling are down at the moment, so this is their opportunity for Undisputed Era to try and get some offense with the ladder, or maybe even try and climb it early. Oh, but Cesaro has different ideas for that big uppercut, taking Kyle O'Reilly down. Snapmare there by Cesaro as Bobby Fish fighting Cassius with the big back elbows and a clothesline to the back of the head. Oh, Cesaro not paying attention to both members of his opposing tag team. Big issue that for him. I can't wait for the... We surely should see at some point Cesaro Ono tag team. We have to. It's just too... It'll be a great tag team. There goes the ladder. Glitching over the top rope. It is a really good tag. It's a realistic... If you don't know, by the way, this is a real tag team. Kings of Wrestling. They wrestled in the indie scene before Cesaro obviously joined WWE earlier than Chris Hero did. Nice back sent on there by Cassius Ohno on Bobby Fish as Kyle O'Reilly is now grabbing the ladder. See, the previous run through I just did a minute ago that I cancelled, that match was shorter than this one. The match had already ended at this point in time. Well, this is Kyle O'Reilly's opportunity here. Ohno's down, but Cesaro is slowly getting back up to his feet. Cesaro has the ladder. Oh, straight in the face of Kyle O'Reilly. Now, this is a good chance here for Cesaro and Ohno, because Ohno has Bobby Fish down. Cesaro has the ladder. If Cesaro can set it up, which he does. And Ohno starts to climb. So O'Reilly's on his feet, but Cesaro's taking him down. Bobby Fish needs to get on his feet as soon as he can and push that ladder over, or at least try and bring Hero down, but it's just so slow, aren't they? Their reaction of trying to stop this. I think this should be programmed to sprint, and wow. You see Fish there just launching Ohno off the ladder. Cesaro dragging Fish down the hard way. Cesaro now looking to take Fish up for a suplex, but Fish reversing into a suplex of his own. Cesaro slides to the outside of the ring. Fish now sending Ohno into the corner, and this is allowing, let's say, allowing Kyle O'Reilly an opportunity to go for it, but Ohno, stop! Stop, Ohno! Ohno, powerbomb, oh, into the ladder. What a clever maneuver there by Cassius Ohno. And then bringing Kyle O'Reilly down into the electric chair drop. Just powerbombed Bobby Fish into the ladder. Tell me, that could be all. That was brutal, that was. Powerbomb into the ladder. And then taking Kyle O'Reilly off the ladder as well. Now, Cesaro can focus here on Kyle O'Reilly, which will give Cassius Ohno a chance to climb the ladder. Which it does. Ohno is now climbing the ladder, but Bobby Fish is back up on his feet. And Fish with the clubbing blow to the back of the angle, back of the knees, isn't it? The sort of calf area of Cassius Ohno. Still keeping a hold of the belt though for as long as he can. Finally does have to let go. And he falls straight off the ladder. Kyle O'Reilly busted open here now by Cesaro. Nice tandem. Oh no. It's a Falcon Arrow by Bobby Fish, but wow, a very European uppercut there by Cesaro on Kyle O'Reilly. Bobby Fish up at the top of the ladder has a hold of the belt. Cesaro's going to join him up there. The two guys now collide at the top. Nice right hands from both men. This is going to end badly for someone, isn't it? Oh. Bobby. Oh, there he goes. Oh, they just love this game. It's amazing, isn't it? O'Reilly now with the German suplex, spins it around into a vertical, and all the ankles of Ohno landed on that ladder. Very, very painful looking. O'Reilly bringing the ladder back up to his feet, and tell you what, O'Reilly's the only man on his feet at this point in time. If he goes for this, he might have a chance. Cesaro stirring on the outside and Ohno stirring on the inside. Cesaro needs to get in the ring if he... Why don't they run? They don't run. They don't have any urgency. That's the thing that annoys me about this match type. But it's pretty decent. I'm happy so far. As Ohno joining O'Reilly at the top of the ladder. Big stiff hands by Ohno, and O'Reilly drops. Diving DDT through the middle rope by Bobby Fish, but he needs to try and get inside and stop Ohno here. Oh god, this is stupid. This is so stupid the way this game works, but that is the best. I've done this 3 times now, and that is by far the best match I've had. I think I might have to stick with it, but that is just really annoying the way it works. The problem is with this match type, right, and I've said this before in the past, is that the match ends. The animation for bringing the championship down is really, really long. So the match ends as the animation begins, but because the animation's so long, it just makes the people look like they're stood there staring at it for ages, when actually the belt's already down. That's the frustrating thing. It's annoying, but it was a good win. The Kings of Wrestling are still your tag team champions here on Adrenaline. I really wish we could have pulled out a better ladder match for this big pay-per-view, but it wasn't bad. Oh man, I just noticed the blood on the knuckles of Hero. I've not seen that before. But it was a really good match. Well, it was a really good match. It was a good match. It was just an iffy ending, but unfortunately, the way the game works, ladder match, that's the best sort of ending we are going to get. So, yeah, it's a good. I'm happy still. I'm happy. It was probably the best tag team ladder match I've had so far, so it definitely was worth keeping. But now, it is time for the final match of the first half of ShabbyMania. And here it is then, the Elimination Chamber Cruiserweight Championship match. Rey Mysterio defends his belt against Kushida, Ricochet, Johnny Gargano, Roderick Strong, and Zack Sabre Jr. Let's do this. Now, of course, as per the game is, we have had to randomly transform to another arena. Of course, our open-air stadium could not withstand the chamber itself, so we've had to house the chamber in a separate arena, which we've cut across to here. That's my way of trying to blag the way that we're actually not in the same arena anymore. Why does it do it? Why? Why have they gone out of their way to make sure that every single chamber match has to take place in the chamber pay-per-view? When in real life, every single chamber match has not taken place in a chamber pay-per-view. And why has they gone out of their way to make sure that every single Royal Rumble rules match happens in a Royal Rumble arena? If I want to do a 10-man over the top rope elimination battle royal, well, that's what I want to bloody do. Not disappear off to the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Let's just stop annoying people. Well, stop annoying me. I'm blaming you guys. I don't know why. I've had beer. Right, Johnny Gargano is the first man to enter, but he's going straight into one of the pods. So, of course, the last two people to enter entrance-wise will be the first two men in the ring to start things off. And here comes Rey Mysterio Jr. So it looks like he's going to be pod-bound as well. Of course, your current Cruiserweight champion, Rey Mysterio Jr., won the belt. And he won the belt before the start of this universe mode, didn't he? He defended it successfully in a triple threat match at our first pay-per-view, which was... I can't remember. It's been a while. Pay-per-view 2 was Chaos Theory. I don't remember. He won it in... He successfully retained in a triple threat match against... I don't remember. But the first pay-per-view. And then he defeated Desmond Xavier one-on-one in a match at Chaos Theory. I remember that. As Rey hands the belt over. What is up with that belt? It's really glitched out, isn't it? It's really glitched out, that championship. This game. Why is my championship glitched out? There we go. Rey enters a pod as well. Who else is going to be pod bound? It is Zack Sabre Jr. gets a pod. Ooh, that means one more person left to enter. We've got Ricochet, Kushida, and Roderick Strong. Two of those three will be starting the matches 1 or 2, and the third one will be inside one of the pods. Which is where you want to be, really, early on. If you are the last person released from your pod, it gives you a big advantage. You're a lot healthier coming into the match. I like the way they've added Elimination Chamber entrances this year. For me, that's a really nice little touch. And they've got Hell in a Cell ones as well, I think, haven't they? So we'll see that in the next episode, of course, in that Elimination... not Elimination, the Iron Man Hell in a Cell match we've got scheduled for you. So Zack takes himself a chamber. Or does he? He's milking it if he's going to take a chamber. Yeah, there he goes. Zack does take a chamber. Eyeing up the champion there, Rey Mysterio Jr. And who was your favourite for this one? I don't know why, but my favourite for this match, for some reason I'm gonna pull for Johnny Gargano. I am gonna pull for Johnny Gargano in this one. So who is it? It's Kushida. Kushida gets a spot in one of the pods, which means that this match then will start with Ricochet versus Roderick Strong. Wow. What a hell of a starting pair-up that's going to be. Ricochet versus Roderick Strong. Kushida, as I said earlier on about some people maybe spanning across different brands in this universe mode, Kushida I think is one of them. Kushida is... I'm going to give away my first bit of cheeky knowledge there for anyone who's still watching the video at this point in time. Kushida is scheduled as part of our Octane universe mode starting next weekend. When I say starting, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get everything done this weekend. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check, but we should be okay. I'm just thinking of getting everything ready for the Octane Universe mode by next week. It gives me 5 days to get everything sorted, recorded, edited, and uploaded, which might be easier than it sounds. I don't know, but we'll give it a go. So here comes Roderick Strong, then a man who I was convinced was going to be part of WrestleMania as part of that Cruiserweight tournament, but evidently WWE had different ideas and threw us a massive curveball while giving that match to Cedric Alexander. Now, I was hoping, to be honest, to see Roderick Strong versus Cedric Alexander at WrestleMania. I thought that was going to be the final, but WWE had different plans. That ended up being a semi, of which, of course, Cedric Alexander won. So now it's Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak for the other position. Where's Drew Galloway? I just remembered that all of a sudden. I've not seen... He must be injured. He's been away for quite some time. He's not been involved... Oh, he did get injured, didn't he? I remember now. He wasn't involved at all in this build-up to WrestleMania, was he? I wonder who's going to get promoted from NXT this year as well. I dare say the iconic duo, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, are definites. I would like to see the Undisputed Era move up. I would like to see Sanity move up. Authors of Pain, I think, are ready as well. Gargano and Ciampa. Well, Gargano's definitely going to move up because he's left NXT now officially, hasn't he? Apart from actually having a match at TakeOver. So yeah, I think all those will move up. Oh no, could move up. There's so many people. There's just so many people who are high up. I think Cien Almas is definitely one who should move up as well. Yeah, there's a lot of choices, isn't there, really? A lot of choices. But there you go. Right, we are ready. We're going to kick this match off with Ricochet and Roderick Strong, while Rey Mysterio, Johnny Gargano, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kushida hold up nicely in their little pods. The bell goes and we are underway. Cruiserweight Championship for the first time in SWE history inside the Elimination Chamber structure. That's knee in the chest there on Ricochet by Roderick Strong. And at this point in the match, you just basically want to survive, don't you, really? You can't win the match this early on, but you can get eliminated this early on. So that's one thing you have to be careful of. You don't want to overcommit and end up being too dangerous, but you want to try and build some momentum. You want to try and be ready for when the other guys come out. And you want to try and be as unscathed as possible. Which I was about to say Ricochet's doing. No, Ricochet is still doing pretty well with that. Jump out the top of the backdrop now into a Blue Thunder Bomb. And already the numbers count down for entrant number 3 into the chamber. Who's it going to be? As we zoom out. It's going to be Zack Sabre Jr., entrant number 3 into the chamber. I don't know what the entrant numbers are going to be. It's randomized as far as I'm concerned. That's why I left it on. So Zack being pretty wise here, just backing away and allowing the fight to continue between Ricochet and Roddy Strong, and eventually did get involved. But obviously the idea now is to just try and avoid it. Just trying to, again, just back away and allow everyone else to do what they want to do. And if you're someone like a Zack Sabre Jr., starting to work down body parts for later on in the match is probably a good idea as well, because you know you're going to be using submissions. So if Zack can damage the arms, then potentially you never know. Later on in the match, he might have an opportunity to lock in that arm breaker, and the damage that early on could be a big benefit for him. As the numbers count down again, as we look for number 4 into this match. It's going to be the champion, Rey Mysterio Jr., enters at number 4 in the chamber. Rey was rumoured to be facing off against John Cena at WrestleMania, but Rey actually tore a bicep a couple of weeks ago in a live show, in an indie appearance, so he is out now for quite some time with that injury. But of course, it looks like they are going Cena versus Taker anyway. Whether Cena versus Taker is due to a reaction to the Rey Mysterio situation, or whether Cena versus Taker was always scheduled, I'm not sure, but I feel like it was always scheduled, to be honest. You don't just put Taker in as a backup. If you've got Taker available, you use Taker. That's just how it works. So again, now just trying to nullify the effects. You can still be eliminated at this point, of course, but you can't win it at this point until the other two men do enter the ring, one of which is entering in the next 5 seconds. Who's it going to be? Will it be Kushida or will it be Gargano? Who's going to be lucky number 6? Both these guys are quite lucky at this point, to be honest. Gargano gets number 6. Wow. Gargano has been very lucky here today. Kushida enters the ring at number 5 in this Cruiserweight Championship Elimination Chamber match. A lot of in and out of rings here going on, isn't there? Nice arm breaker there by Zack, like I said. Working down those body parts for a potential submission later on in the match. Roderick strong now. Falcon Arrow on Zack Sabre Jr. As Roddy throws Kushida back into the ring. And Zack now on the outside being quite clever again. Just allowing things to happen inside the ring as the counter starts to come down. Only 6 seconds left now till Gargano has to enter this match as well. 2 and 1. And in comes Johnny Gargano. All 6 men enter. Who's going to be the first one eliminated? That's the question now. As Ray goes in for a pin here on Roderick Strong. 1, 2. Oh, and Roddy kicks out on the brink of 3. Roddy almost the first one eliminated. Of course, Roddy, one of the first men in the ring. Alongside, of course, who started? I've forgotten now. Ricochet, of course. Roddy and Ricochet started the match. Wow, Ray's climbing the cage. This is what I was expecting. Oh, Ray just springing off the cage with a big splash on Zack Sabre Jr. And this is what I said when I mentioned the fun we were going to have inside the chamber. People like Ray and the others as well, quite comfortable with high-risk maneuvers. And that's exactly what we saw right there with Rey Mysterio. A big risk by Ray, though, as well. Especially the match with 5 other people. If he didn't land that properly, he stands to leave himself in quite a lot of danger. And damaging his body for somebody else to pick on, basically. Roddy now taken down around the outside, though. Some big strikes. Of course, Ray has had a few injuries over the years. Can't wrestle as much as he used to. And somebody like Roderick Strong, who just clatters Ray right into the chamber. Yeah, someone like Roderick, who's very, very good at ripping someone's body apart, isn't he? Nice elbow drop there to Ray as well. Didn't quite catch as much as he wanted it, I don't think. As Gargano with the arm breaker on Zack Sabre Jr. on the outside. You expect that to be the way around, really, wouldn't you? Hurricanrana by Gargano on Zack Sabre Jr. Backbreaker there by Kushida on Ricochet. And Gargano now climbing the cell as well. And a big splash off the chamber. Oh. Strong slamming Rey Mysterio's face into one of the pods. And we are seeing some death-defying maneuvers. It's not really worked out too well for the guys, was it, really? Ray now bringing Ricochet back up to his feet. Of course, Ray and Ricochet wrestled each other quite a few times now, of course, over Lucha Underground. Prince Puma versus Rey Mysterio Jr. As Zack now just slamming the spine of Gargano into the chamber. Ray with a pin on Ricochet. It's very, very close to a 3 count. Zack with the leg drop on Gargano as Roderick Strong continues to dismantle people on the outside there. He's found a place where he's comfortable and he's really taking advantage of everyone else and slamming Kushida's spine into the chamber now. And Ray has seen an opportunity to try and catch Roderick Strong unawares. Ray heading up to the top. Frog splash, of course, summoning the spirit of his good friend Eddie Guerrero. There's the pin. 2 and 3. Roderick Strong is the first man eliminated from the chamber. He was one of the first people to enter as well, so no massive surprise. But the 6 then became 5. One of these 5 men will not only be walking out of the chamber the champion, but walking out of season I think we're just to call this Season 1 again, I think. I think we're going to do that. Season 1 of Adrenaline. And that's Elimination. I think Gargano's gone as well. Yes, Gargano's gone as well, leaving just the 4 left. Zack Sabre Jr., Kushida, Ricochet, and of course your champion, Rey Mysterio Jr. I put Gargano as my favourite for this one, you know. I put Gargano as my favourite. He's going to lost. Typical. It's always what happens when I put someone down as my favourite. They always lose, don't they? So down to the final 4 now then. Ricochet heading up top. Trying to rock some Sabu now. Zack taking... Hang on a minute. Did I just completely ignore the fact that... Yeah. Kushida's been eliminated. It's already down to a final 3. I didn't even notice. I'll tell you what, if Rey retains the championship again, he would be go down the record books as one of the greatest champions because the defenses he's done. A triple threat, a single match, then a 6-man elimination chamber. That would be insane if Rey can pull that off. Trip over by Rey. I didn't even notice the elimination of Kushida. That's how bad that is. Let's say it's just so much action happening in this chamber, you don't notice half of it. But now Zack and Rey working together to take out Ricochet, but didn't last very long there as Zack taking the arm of Rey down. And again, Zack potentially looking at the future and potentially an armbar. Zack heading up to the middle rope. Dropping the knees right in the gut of Rey Mysterio's. Ricochet now taking Zack up on his shoulder. Zack fighting free though into the reverse DDT. Zack with a boot in the spine of Rey, and Zack in full control of this match at the moment. Zack now looking for the butterfly suplex, launching Rey across the ring. He's a light man, old Rey, and Zack's a very strong man. Into a sling blade now, Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr. in firm control of this match now. Zack looking to take Rey down, but Rey fighting free into a neck breaker. Rick now mounting Ricochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10 strikes the face of Ricochet, who's now busted open. Rey trying to take Zack down, but Zack fights free into reverse DDT once again. Now Zack with a boot in the spine of Ricochet. Slamming the arm into the mat as well. Zack brings Ricochet back up to his feet. Big uppercut. Ricochet fighting back with a boot in the gut of Zack. Now into a backdrop as well. Ricochet flipped back up to his feet, showing his agility this late in the match. See, Rey a bit shaken here. He's struggling. Ricochet the he can hit. Rey though now into the tornado head scissors, taking Ricochet down. Look how well positioned both Zack and Ricochet were there. I thought Rey might go for a dive. Oh, Ricochet almost eliminated. Such a strong final 3 here. The champion and 2 of the best cruiserweights. 2 of my favourite wrestlers actually. Both Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr. I said 2 of probably my actual 2 favourite wrestlers are these 2. Oh, haluva kick there by Zack Sabre Jr. on Ricochet. Zack heading up to the middle rope once again. Dropping those double elbows. And Zack now around the back of Rey into a dragon suplex. And now Zack locking in the head scissors on Rey Mysterio as well. Ricochet slowly getting back up to his feet. Coming up behind Zack, and I think Ricochet and Rey Mysterio might have noticed that Zack is the biggest danger here. Well, then again, Rey straight away that jumping tornado DDT on Ricochet, and Ricochet's really... He was busted open earlier on, but the blood now streaming from the forehead, and Rey now locking in a camel clutch, and has the damage been done in this chamber to make this an effective submission for Rey? Zack obviously just backing away and allowing it to happen. Ricochet fighting free though, taking Rey down, and then... Oh, Zack went for a clothesline and Ricochet reversed it, but then Ray catches him eventually. No. Ricochet reversed Ray into a neckbreaker as well. There's the pin. Ricochet really turned this match around. 1, 2, and 3. And Ray is gone. We're down to our final 2. Brand new champion to be crowned. Ricochet and Zack Sabre Jr., your final 2 in this match. Who will walk out of this universe mode and the chamber, the brand new Adrenaline Cruiserweight champion. At this point in time, with Ricochet standing where he is, I would be struggling to put my money elsewhere. Oh, hang on a minute. I thought Ricochet might be going for the 680, but evidently not. He's going for the jumping Hurricanrana instead. I thought Ricochet might be looking for the 680 from there. He was perfectly positioned and lined up, wasn't he? Zack fighting free. Maybe Ricochet might live to regret that decision. Zack looking to drop the double axe handle, but Ricochet avoids it now. Zack catching Ricochet again. The blood streaming from Ricochet's head. Liquid energy running from the skull of Ricochet. But also it's a struggle for his vision as well. Constantly blood running into your eyes. It makes it very, very difficult to see. And that might give Zack a big advantage. Ricochet now sending Zack into the corner. But Zack fighting back, clubbing blow against the back. And a DDT again, slamming the face of Ricochet into the mat, just opening that wound even more. There's the pin. 1, 2. But Ricochet kicks out after the 2. Which one of these 2 men will walk out of here the Adrenaline Cruiserweight champion? Ricochet now taking Zack up onto his shoulders. Into that, boot right in the face. The Pele. Oh, there we go. Ricochet lining Zack up here. Zack fighting back. And straight into the cross armbar. Zack, wow. Turned it around. Is Ricochet going to tap? He's taken some damage already. Ricochet's holding on for dear life. The resilience showing here from Ricochet. And Zack does have to release. But Ricochet now taking Zack straight up on his shoulders. Dropping him neck first. Oh my god, look at the positioning here. I thought Ricochet might go for the 680 again. There's so many opportunities for him. Big boot in the back there by Ricochet. On Zack, there's the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. What is it going to take for one of these 2 men to give up? Both of them want to be the crowned, not only the Cruiserweight champion, but the winner of the first ever Cruiserweight Elimination Chamber as well. Nice. Double axe handle to the knee of Zack. Ricochet bringing Zack back up to his feet. Oh, suplex powerbomb. A boot in the back of Zack as well by Ricochet. He's slowing the pace of the match down now. Of course he would do. It's getting quite late into this match. He's probably quite tired and the damage has been done. Ricochet now bringing Zack back up to a standing base, but Zack blocking the suplex. Sending Ricochet into the corner. Zack hoisting Ricochet up onto the top. Ricochet fighting back with a boot in the face of Zack. And a missile dropkick avoided by Zack. Straight into the pin. 1, 2. I thought Ricochet might have finished himself off there with that. Zack now head scissors. Ricochet though sliding free. A boot in the leg of Zack, now sending Zack into the far corner. You see Ricochet struggling. You just see by his walk that he's struggling. Nice running back elbow. And again, the positioning's there. If Ricochet wants to go for the 680, I think he's thinking about it. No, he's only going to the middle rope. Nice Phoenix splash in the middle into the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Zack now forearm on Ricochet, middle of the ring. Ricochet taking Zack down. Zack getting back up to his feet there. Ricochet knocking him into the ropes. Now glitching straight into his body. There we go. No. He has now managed to unglitch himself somehow. Knee right in the face, right against the chest of Zack Sabre Jr. as well by Ricochet. Up on the shoulders. We saw this earlier on. There it is again. The GTS Pele. Has he got the 680? No, he's going to go for whatever this is again. He missed this first time. It's a Canadian destroyer by Ricochet. Weren't expecting that one. Weren't expecting that at all, to be honest. And again, Ricochet stalking Rey Mysterio, Zack Sabre Jr. into a... Has he glitched his moveset somehow? I don't know, but either way, Ricochet is your winner and your brand new Adrenaline Cruiserweight Champion. Ricochet. Don't know why I said it like that before. But there we go. What an amazing match that was. Ricochet, one of the first two in the match as well. Wow. Forgot about that. He was one of the first two to enter, and he was the last one to leave. He is your new Adrenaline Cruiserweight Champion and the winner of the inaugural Cruiserweight Championship Elimination Chamber here at ShabbyMania / Elimination Chamber, because the arena changes because it's a crap game. As we lag out for the loading screen, there we go. The referee hands over the belt of glitchness. He has it, the Technicolor Dream Belt. But for some reason has the WWE logo on it for no apparent reason. I have no idea. Maybe custom championships don't work in Elimination Chambers. I've got no idea. But either way, there you go. Ricochet is your winner and your new Cruiserweight Champion. So guys, that is the end of half number 1 of ShabbyMania. But this is not all, of course. Don't forget we have half number 2 tomorrow. In that one, we have for you the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Monsters Ball match. Falabar, Abyss, King Cuerno, and Sami Callihan. We have the special attraction match of Hideo Itami versus Marufuji. Team TNA takes on Team Ring of Honor. We have the 30-minute Iron Man Hell in a Cell match between Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. And of course the big one, Samoa Joe puts his Adrenaline Championship against AJ Styles and his Adrenaline roster spot. If you have enjoyed the first half of ShabbyMania, please do hit a like to let me know that you've enjoyed this entire universe mode. And of course, if you're new around here and you want to see some more, then hit that subscribe button as well. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the second half of ShabbyMania.
The 1, 2, 3.